Hey you guys, it's me, Keisha Beee. I am back with another video. Listen, I realized that my past videos have been pretty much like lunch and dinner options. So today I have a breakfast option for you. This is what I like to call my burrito cups. So stay tuned. So what you're going to need are some potatoes and some aromatics or veggies. Onions and bell peppers is what I'm using for today's recipe. Feel free to use whatever type of veggies you prefer. You're also going to need some eggs, maybe like 4 to 5 eggs, and some breakfast sausage. You can use chicken chorizo. I particularly like that because it's extremely spicy. But for today, I'm just going to use basic chicken sausage, the breakfast kind. And you're also going to need some soft flour tortilla shells. Please make sure they're soft. You want them to be pliable for your cups. And whatever seasoning you like, flavor it your way. Now to steam or make the potatoes soft, you're also going to need some olive oil and vegetable broth. So to get started, you'll just put about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil in your medium saucepan. You want to have your heat on medium-high, and then you'll go ahead and add your onions and your bell peppers, or your red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, green bell peppers, mushrooms, whatever you like. Stir that around to get those onions kind of translucent. And I particularly like to flavor every layer. So I'm going to take my seasoning and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that onto the onions and the red bell pepper, just to kind of get the flavor started. Once I have that mixed around, I'm just going to add my potatoes and mix that around. And of course, you have to season your potatoes generously. Don't add too much salt. You don't want them to be salty, unless you like a heart attack. That's fine. And then you'll add your vegetable broth just to get that steam situation going. Mix that around, and you want to bring that up to a boil. Once it starts to boil and you kind of toss your potatoes around or mix them around, you'll just go ahead and add a top to that and let that finish cooking. So while that's cooking, let's get started on our shells. So you're going to need a cupcake pan. You're going to need a cookie cutter. I didn't have a cookie cutter, so I use a cup and a knife. So with the cup, you're going to go ahead and press down on the soft tortilla shell to make impressions or rounds. Now, again, if you have a cookie cutter, you don't need to do this. And so you'll just take the knife and trace around the impression or the circle of the tortilla shell and cut out your rounds. And you'll keep doing that for however many rounds that you need for your burrito cups. Your other option is you can make burrito, what is it? A quesadilla or quesadilla? You can just do that in a pan. It doesn't even require you to do all of this. But I just thought that this is a cute option. It's kind of like one of those to-go type finger foods. Real quick, real simple. So now we're going to put our rounds or flour tortilla rounds into our cupcake tins. You don't need any spray. You don't need any oil. This is a non-stick pan. So I'm just going to put this in the oven for about 8 to 9 minutes at 390 degrees, and the cups are going to form. So I'm just checking back on our potatoes. I've since turned the heat off. I'm going to switch from a wooden spoon to a spatula. Make sure I get all that flavor off the bottom of the pan, because that's seasoning. You want that part. That's not burned. And then we do a little quality control because we need to taste it to see how it tastes, and I know it tastes bomb. So now we've got our cupcake tins, or we've taken out our burrito cups out of the oven, and they're sturdy. They're not hard. They're soft, but they're going to be able to hold what we're going to layer in them. So now we'll get started on our chicken sausage. You can use turkey sausage too if you like. I just lightly sprayed the pan with some olive oil spray, and this is going to take about maybe 3 to 4 minutes to cook. Now the chicken sausage has its own flavor, but I just like to add a little bit of my seasoning to it. And I just take a fork and I kind of mash the the chicken sausage around to mince it. Now once that's minced, and you know the size of the chicken sausage is the way I like it, you don't want big bites, I just mix the potato mix in there and kind of make it just one dish. That way I'm not layering potatoes and then meat and then egg and then cheese, and you know, just make this one meal, one dish. Does anybody strain their eggs like this? Do you strain your eggs while you whisk them? I do. If you are not the best egg cracker, see, like that, to avoid shell going into your egg mix. Also, I strain my eggs because of this. What is that? What is that? I don't like that. Ever since I started straining my eggs, which has been for a long time, I noticed that this occurs. I don't know what that is. I don't like it. I don't want it in my eggs. So strain your eggs. Also, a very important tip: have yourself a really good non-stick pan to scramble your eggs. I've always used a cast iron skillet, but for some reason my eggs stuck to the skillet. I used a little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and layer our little burrito cups. They're so cute, right? So I start off with cheese. You don't have to add cheese if you don't want to. It's not necessary. It just adds another layer of flavor. And you're just gonna put the sausage and potato mix inside of the cups first. You wanna make sure that you kind of pack them down with the back of the spoon. That way the mix doesn't fall out. Just like that. And then we'll just fill up the other cups with the rest of the mix as well. Simple, right? Quick to go. Now we're going to go ahead and add the egg on top. That's going to be our second to last layer. And if you don't like egg, you don't have to use egg. You could use all veggies if you like. Completely your option. And then we'll just sprinkle some cheese on it. Now once you have all of the cheese sprinkled on top, you can put them in a baking dish. I put mine in a baking dish. You can serve them like this if you want, but I just pop them in the oven for about 5 to 6 minutes to melt the cheese. And then you're done. You have your burrito cups. Very quick, very simple. Well, for me, it's quick and simple. It's a really good option if you are wanting to just grab something to go in the morning, as opposed to having a spoon, having a fork, and you know, just grab and go. Really simple. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for coming back to watch another cooking tutorial. Not really a cooking tutorial, just a cooking video. I don't like tutorial, you know, I'm just here to cook with you guys. So remember to like, rate, and subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again on my next video. Bye.